When I died, I entered the cosmos. Greetings. When I was approximately 17 years old, I experienced a significant event involving a car accident with my two sisters and a friend who was driving. It occurred late at night, around 2 a.m., as we were returning from a nightclub. Our friend, startled by another speeding car, swerved, leading to a collision with a tree. Seated in the passenger seat, I observed our friend unconscious and attempted to communicate with my sisters, but I found myself unable to produce any sound. It became clear to me that our priority was to reach safety swiftly. Summoning all my strength, I managed to force open the door and assist my sisters out of the vehicle. Fortunately, some passers-by stopped to offer aid, with one generous individual even providing us with their taxi to transport us to the hospital. Initially, I believed both my sisters were with me, but later learned that one remained at the accident site. Upon arrival at the hospital, the urgency displayed by the nurses perplexed me. Lacking any sensation of pain, I assumed my sister Pam, accompanying me, was merely bruised. Persistently inquiring about Pam and yearning to be reunited with her, I found myself unable to articulate my name when questioned by a nurse. Similarly, I struggled to recall my boyfriend's name or contact information when I attempted to reach him. Confusion clouded my thoughts, leaving me bewildered by the unfolding events. Subsequently, a male nurse directed me to a wheelchair, a suggestion I initially resisted until assured that I would be reunited with Pam. Upon seeing my sister, I grasped her hand tightly, urging her to inform everyone that we were unharmed and needed to return home. However, Pam revealed the severity of my injuries, indicating a wound on my forehead. In that moment, a profound weariness and chill swept over me. Overhearing discussions among the nurses about my urgent need for medical attention due to blood loss, I struggled to comprehend, as I still felt unaffected after seeing Pam. As I was wheeled into the operating room, the coldness of the surroundings intensified my discomfort. Despite efforts to maintain consciousness, I felt myself succumbing to drowsiness, my vision blurring and my limbs growing heavy. Determined to witness the medical procedure on my face, I attempted to stay awake as instructed by the doctor. However, as I began to count, the sensation of lightness enveloped me, and my awareness seemed to drift away. In that moment, amidst the surreal experience, I found myself contemplating the strangeness of feeling sensation in my toes. Intent on ensuring the doctor's competence to avoid any potential discomfort, I attempted to raise my head, noticing the absence of restraint from the medical staff. Suddenly, a sensation of weightlessness overcame me, and I felt as though I were floating away. I recall experiencing a sensation of weightlessness, as if carried by a gentle breeze, drifting slowly as if in flight. Inside the theatre room, I observed my own body while the medical team worked diligently around me. Glancing to my left, I sensed something approaching. Suddenly, a star descended from the ceiling, halting beside my left leg. Without control over my movements, I ascended to perch upon that celestial body, facing my physical form, the bed, and the medical personnel attending to me. Meanwhile, I noticed my sister in another room, receiving care for her broken arm. In that moment, I recognized it as my time. Yet, instead of sadness or fear, I felt an overwhelming sense of joy. A profound, unconditional love enveloped me, fostering complete acceptance. I merged into this vortex of love, feeling as though I was returning home, unburdened and secure, embraced by tranquility and perfection. This surpasses earthly existence, I mused. I have no desire to return. The star gently ascended, granting me a panoramic view of the hospital, then Singapore with its myriad lights against the dark expanse of the universe. Driven by the star, I soared above, beholding the entire planet, the sun, the moon, and eventually, the entirety of the galaxy. Throughout this journey I remained calm, relieved, relaxed, and joyful. Surprisingly, even though I once feared heights, I no longer felt any apprehension, a stark contrast to any rollercoaster ride I had ever experienced. Eventually, I found myself captivated by the breathtaking beauty of our galaxy, vibrant and radiant. Surrounded by emptiness, a voice reached me, gentle and reassuring, stating that it wasn't my time to return home yet. I resisted, adamant that no force could compel me back to Earth. Despite my protests, the soothing voice persisted, urging me to go and enjoy myself. Its gender remained indistinct to me. Desperate to stay, I clutched onto the star, unwilling to be moved. but as soon as I grasped it, I felt a powerful pull downwards. The galaxy, stars and lights blurred past in a whirlwind as Earth drew nearer. I glimpsed Singapore, the hospital's rooftop, and then plunged through the ceilings, hurtling back into my body. I felt the sudden jolt as I re-entered my physical form. Moments later, I heard the nurse attempting to rouse me, shaking my body and pressing my big toes. Slowly, I opened my eyes, aware that what I had just experienced was no dream. Despite the vividness of my encounter, I've kept the story to myself, unsure if others would believe me. I had borne witness to what some call unconditional love. Watch the next near-death experience, where a woman is denied entry into heaven, as God reveals the reason to her.